Hello, hello. How we doing? Today is day 12 of the parasite and metal detox cleanse. Um, we still have, it says that acne is part of the die-off symptoms, so like this one's huge. I wonder if it's from my glasses partly too. So maybe they're blue blocker glasses, so I try to wear them when I'm on my computer. But maybe I need to take a break from them for a little while, or at least try to like wipe off the nose things. But we got like this and then here and then here. So, stay tuned to see if it gets any better. I will keep updating you. But that seems to be like the main biggest symptom that I have or die-off symptom that I'm noticing. Um, Everything else has been pretty good. Like I'm pretty regular, pooping at least once a day, if not more. Um, It says like you could have diarrhea, constipation, headaches, which I haven't been having any of those really, so that's good. It says you could be like depressed or anxious. I haven't really noticed those. I think maybe like the first day or two I kind of felt that a little bit. But then when I read the symptoms again, I was like, oh, that's probably why I was feeling that way. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited to be like close to half done. I'm hoping that everything like just kind of cleans out and resets. They recommend doing it 2 to 4 times a year. So, I'm also just hoping that it helps like reset my sugar cravings. I've been doing really good, no dairy, no meat, no gluten, no artificial sugar. Um, Basically just trying to eat. I'm literally eating like the same thing every day. Oatmeal with a dash of honey and cinnamon, coconut milk, unsweetened. Um, and then I put strawberries and blueberries in it. I was eating a little bit of raspberries, but I'm out of those right now. And then I also eat some pineapple for breakfast. I don't eat it with like in the oatmeal, but I eat it together at the same time. And then a couple days ago, I made a huge pot of like stir-fry vegetables, mushrooms, cauliflower, broccoli, carrots. Um, And I made spaghetti squash this time. I put it all together and then I've just been eating bowls of that for like lunch and dinner, depending on how hungry I am or what time I eat. Um, I'm not feeling hungry, so that's good. Uh, and yeah, so that's moving along. I don't really have a lot of updates for it. Like we're just chugging along, doing the things. Really watching that I'm not eating gluten, that I'm not eating sugar. Um, which sugar is probably the hardest one for me. Like I love to have chocolate and candy and even not a ton, but even just like a little bit, even like once a day, just to like, yeah, it's kind of my vice, I guess I would say. But so there's that day 12. Tomorrow will be day 13, plugging along. Um, Doing the deer exercise, still doing that twice a day, 360 rotations, plus the pelvic floor exercises. I think the calendar says I should be getting my period next week already. Let me see. Um, but the last time I had it, it was just over 2 days, and it used to be like six days. So okay, so today is the 27th. It actually says my period's not, so my period actually was just last week, which I think if you watch the other episodes, you'll see like episode 2 was the day that my period started. So my period's not actually set to start until it says on the 14th right now. So one, two, three, let's see, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it should start right at the end of the cleanse. So I will keep you updated. I am doing the deer exercise with the hopes of naturally stopping my period, and providing a natural form of birth control. The book I read, The Tao of Sexology, relating to the deer exercise or explaining the deer exercise, says that you should be able to have natural cessation of the period, which means stop the period. and then maintain all of those nutrients and the energy within your body. And then by doing that, you are supposed to naturally pause your ovulation, which would like explain why it's natural form of birth control. I do think it's still super important to track your cycle and understand what phases of the cycle you are in, along with knowing like when your fertile window is. Because if you pair the two together, not having sex during your fertile window and doing the deer exercise on a regular basis, like I think that that really could be key to having like natural birth control. Also, the man can do the deer exercise and learn how to have semen retention. So if you did that as a pair, as a partner, man, you would just crush it. And then when you were ready to get pregnant, you can stop doing the deer exercise and your body should be like fully prepared and ready to get pregnant. So it's amazing. It's also supposed to help with all aspects of your sexual health, especially for women. Um, PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, cysts, all it's supposed to help with all of that. So I'm using myself as my experiment to see what happens. And then the more I talk to other people about it, I've already got two friends that are doing it, have started practicing it. So we are just gonna like share our experiences, talk about what happens, and hopefully we will just like start a whole new movement of natural period health and natural birth control. Fingers crossed. So if you'd like more information, feel free to leave a comment. Check out my website. You can find me on social media. I'm here and available for you. So the other crazy, so it's a new moon. Um, Apparently this is like the most intense new moon this year, so that's interesting. It's opening an eclipse portal, which is supposed to last for 2 weeks until the lunar eclipse. So that's pretty exciting. Like on the full moon, it's gonna be a full lunar eclipse, I guess. So gonna have to watch that. But yeah, so anyways, it was another beautiful day here today. I actually went and visited my friend and chatted and caught up with her for a little bit this morning. And then as I was leaving her house, the check engine light came on my truck. And I noticed it was kind of off the other day, but the check engine light didn't come on and it ran fine. So, but when it happened today, I definitely recognized that it was misfiring. My truck is a diesel. I've had it since 2017. I've had this truck since it was new, like I bought it new, so I know I'm very in tune with my truck and how it works. And this is not the first time that I've ran into this incident of it misfiring. So I pretty much knew right away that it was misfiring and you the only thing that I found so far that what causes that is to have a bad injector. There are 8 injectors on my truck. And so I thought about just parking at my friend's house in case like I couldn't get it to the shop. I stopped, I shut it off, I turned it back on. It still did the same thing. It also said that my engine power was reduced, which means it's not going to let me go over like 40 miles an hour. So, living in Kanab, thankfully, it's a small town. And I was like, okay, I don't have to drive like more than 30 miles an hour to get to the shop. And I had the dog in the truck with me because we were actually going to go out and go hiking. And so I made the decision to drive it from my friend's house to the shop downtown, which they're great. It's a local shop. If you are ever driving through Kanab and you need help with your vehicle, shout out to Ramsey's. They put my new tires on, they did my oil change. They're just good people and they like do a good job. So I took the truck there, went in, told them that my check engine light was on. They said it would be a couple hours before they could call me back and let me know what it was, but I was pretty confident it was going to be an injector, which I actually had all of the injectors replaced. They last about 150 to 200,000 miles on a diesel truck usually. So I had them all replaced last year. In February of last year, I had the odd numbers 1, 3, 5, and 7. And then in August, injector 6 went out on me. I probably should have just had them all done at the same time. But anyways, injector 6 went out on me when I was in Flagstaff. So I got that in and taken care of in Flagstaff. And then I actually went back to where I had the odd number injectors taken care of and had 2, 4, and 8 done. So by September of last year, all of my injectors have been replaced. So today, they called me this afternoon and said that it was injector 1 that was causing the misfiring. And I was like, oh crap. Well, that shouldn't be happening because I just had it done less than a year ago and I haven't even put 50,000, maybe 40, maybe like between 30 and 40,000 miles on my truck since I had the work done, I believe. I haven't been, since I've been living in a house and stationary, I haven't been driving like I was when I was living in my camper. So I was like, oh crap. Well, I called the dealership. I had the work done. They said it is under, the parts and labor are under warranty. So it should be covered under warranty. My dilemma now is that I live in a small town in Utah in the middle of nowhere on the border of Arizona and Utah. The next closest town where there's a dealership is an hour and a half away. So I called the one in St. George and they are over 3 weeks out. Like they aren't taking new clients until March, new appointments until March 19th. It's February 27th. So I was like, okay, well, that's a long time to be without my vehicle. I only have one vehicle. It's just me. I don't have any other options. So there's Cedar City is a little bit farther, not distance wise, it's about the same distance from Kanab to Cedar City. It's just a little farther north up the road from St. George. But there's like a triangle route you can go. So anyways, I called the Chevy dealer in Cedar City. She said she could look at it as early as tomorrow if I could get the vehicle there. So I was like, cool. Well, luckily, the shop in town, Ramsey's, that I had taken it to get it diagnosed, is a towing company. So I walked back to their shop. I didn't know if I was going to just leave it there or what. When I left my house after they told me what was wrong with it, I had the intention of at least driving it back to my house. But they so as I'm walking there, I was making all the phone calls to the different dealerships. So by the time I got there, I realized that I can get it fixed pretty quickly and I have to take it to a Chevy or GMC dealer to get it covered under warranty. So that's the reason that why I need to like get it to one of these other cities and it can't just be fixed here. Also, Ramsey's doesn't do the work on the diesels. I would have to go to one of the other diesel companies in town. Luckily, there are two, had I needed to use their services. So instead, I had to pay Ramsey's $450 to tow my truck tomorrow from Kanab to Cedar City because I can't go over 40 miles an hour, so I'm not going to be able to drive on the highway. I don't want to cause more damage to anything else in the engine, so it's just better to have it towed. I do need to look into, I don't have towing currently on my insurance, so that is something that I should look into, because it could have probably come in handy. But also, I probably easily would have paid that much in my premium to cover it. But whatever, it's worth looking into. So I paid them the fee to take the tow, to do the tow for me tomorrow. They should have it delivered to Cedar City so that they can get it inspected and let me know, hopefully it's by tomorrow, what's wrong with it and if it will be covered under the warranty. And then once it's ready, hopefully next week, pretty early, hopefully, fingers crossed, I will just have to phone a friend to drive me to Cedar City. Likely, I will pay them for their gas and their time, probably take them out to lunch or whatever. But hopefully, that's all it is. I'm not sure why it went out. It shouldn't have gone out this soon. It definitely shouldn't be have gone out within a year. Um, my truck is 2017 and it made it almost 7 years before the first ones went out. So going out in a year is like not is unheard of. But thankfully, there's a 2-year parts and labor warranty on them. So fingers crossed it'll be covered under that. Um, I mean, it'd be really awesome if they covered the towing because it's not really anyone's fault that I live in freaking middle of nowhere and I'm not close to a dealer. But it also should be covered under the fact that this is a warranty and had the part not stopped or whatever's wrong with it, I wouldn't have had to pay for the tow. So, anyways, that's where we're at for tonight. I do have a massage tomorrow. They're coming to my house because thankfully she is a beautiful human and she does in studio and mobile. I've been helping her with her website and getting that all dialed in and getting it set up so she can do online appointments and all those stuff. So this time around, we traded services. And so I just sent her a text and said, hey, I don't have a vehicle right now. I won't be able to make it out to your house, but if you could come to mine, that would be great. Otherwise, we can reschedule. So it still is working that she can come to my house tomorrow. And then I believe I have a friend from Paige coming to pick up her alterations that I have done, and we might go to lunch afterwards. And then squeeze in walking the dog. Normally, we drive out to a couple different areas that I like to hike, but we're just going to have to hoof it from the house, hike around the neighborhood. So that'll be interesting. We'll see if we can find some new places to go. He likes to go off leash, but I don't like to let him off leash like in the neighborhood area. So I am taking this. What's funny is obviously I had the same issue like last year in February because clearly I got them replaced. I started getting them replaced a year ago in February. So, I'm just trying to be open to like what is the universe trying to tell me? What learning experiences it was like am I supposed to take from this? Especially the fact of like why is this happening again in a year? Like it's clearly I'm stuck in some sort of cycle, but we're gonna break free. We're gonna learn from it. It was a beautiful day when I had to walk back home. I was just so grateful for like how beautiful it was. Um, what's crazy too is like last year when this happened, I was like, I know my nervous system was like super activated. I was really nervous. I was like upset about how much money it was gonna cost and all of those things. Obviously, I still like am hoping that it's all covered under warranty and there won't be any out-of-pocket costs to me for this right now because it should be. So I'm not like freaking out, but I mean, just even the fact of like, um, I might have to ask a friend to help me like get groceries, which I just got groceries, so I'll be good probably till the middle of next week at least. So it's totally crazy because like the timing of it and the fact that I like just got groceries. I don't really have anything going on like in the next few days that I really needed my truck. I thought about going to Page one day and we'll just grab that. We won't go. Uh, yeah, I mean, having issues with your vehicle, there's never a good time for it. But I'm just grateful that I'm like in a place that it's not like overwhelming and causing disruption to other things. So we're just gonna get it up to Cedar, have them take a look at it, figure out what's wrong with it, and then get it fixed as quickly as possible. So that's how I'm handling that situation. I don't really have a lot of control. Luckily, everything like worked really nicely that like Ramsey's was able to look at it quickly. I was able to get back there today, pay for the tow. They should have it to Cedar at a relatively decent time tomorrow so that it can still get in and get looked at. Worst case, I would say they had it diagnosed by Monday. And then it's just a matter of having the parts and getting everything installed. So this is not my first rodeo with having the injectors or having issues with the injectors. Um, but yeah, so I'm just gonna take it as a sign that I'm supposed to like literally kind of be at home, spending just time grounding and like working on my business, working on my content, all that crazy stuff. So that is my crazy update for today. It might not sound that crazy listening to it, but it was kind of intense for like I left my friend's house at 11:30, then Dropped the truck off around noon, got back home around 12:30, ended up having to walk back to the shop. And then because I was like, well, can you just tow it there in the morning? I just left it there so that they can get it out right away in the morning. And then I walked back. So I walked 4.5 miles today back and forth from town. Luckily, I only live a mile and a half from the shop. So yeah, um, tomorrow's day 13 of the cleanse. I will be back tomorrow to give you a new update. I hope you all have a lovely evening, and I will talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.